I guess.
Alrighty, movie star, action.
Welcome to Miss Roberts' second grade class. Today, Miss Carter, our academic coach, will be teaching us about author's purpose and ensuring that we are fluent readers for third grade. We hope you enjoy our classroom.
Right, I know you guys got a lot of stuff hanging up in your classroom, but I have some posters that we're going to talk about first. So let's make our eyes way over here. Bella, Michaela, you ready? Y'all ready? Okay, let's get started. All right, good morning, boys and girls. First, we're going to talk about our learning goals for today. We're learning about author's purpose, and we're also going to ensure that we're fluent readers today. And we're going to use some things to check to make sure that we have fluency under our belt and we're ready for third grade. You ready for that adventure today?
No.
Oh, yes, you are, Bella.
Wide open.
All right, here we go. So our first learning goal, let's talk about our comprehension standard. We're doing an informational text standard today, and it's all, like I said, author's purpose. Let's read it together if you can see it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I can understand that authors write for informational text for different reasons. So, I know that you've already had part of this year where you've learned about informational text, correct?
Yes.
Yes. You've learned that authors write to persuade. They learned that they write to inform. And you've learned they write to entertain. Now, the one we're going to focus on today is to inform, because our standard is the informational standard. Okay? And in that standard, there are different reasons why authors write. And in just a moment, we're going to use a little chart that's going to help us remember those things. Okay, Bella? Let's look at the next one. We're also going to ensure some things in fluency today. Now, I know you guys you're really good readers, right? Absolutely. So there may be times when you may not have to have practiced these things a lot, but today we're going to ensure that we practice them so that we're ready for third grade. Okay, so let's read these things. You ready? 1, 2, 3. I can read with accuracy and fluency to support what I read. So in other words, you can read and comprehend what you read. Okay, Christian? You can read and understand what you can read. Let's read the next one. It's kind of lengthy. Ready? I can read on-level text aloud with accuracy, appropriate rate, and expression on many readings. So when we read today, we're going to ensure that when we read aloud to our partners, we're going to do a self-check. I have a rating scale for us, and we're going to make sure that we can read with appropriate rate, not too fast, not too slow. We read with expression, like we don't read like robots. And we read with accuracy. Sometimes you might skip a word. Sometimes you maybe leave a letter out of the word and say the wrong word. Okay, so we want to make sure you're aware of those things when you're reading today, that we read like adults read, fluently, because that is our ultimate goal. Questions about our learning goal for today?
No.
Questions? No? Okay, so you guys ready for our adventure? Yes, I like your manners, Cooper. Okay, now let's throw way over here under the flag. We have some academic talk words I'd like for you to listen for today in our lesson. Our first word is main purpose. Can you say that with me? Main purpose. Our next word is, I made it singular and then I made it plural. I have detail and then detail. So let's say those two words. Ready? Detail, details. I have the word what? Describe, explain, and answer. Ooh, these three words, do they fall under what kind of informational text could be when an author has a purpose? You have something to say, Jason?
No.
Okay, so they can write to describe, to explain, or answers. Okay, you guys ready for some clues?
Yes.
Mom prepared me. Maddie, what did I do with my oh, here it is. All right, Miss Carter has some questions for you, and I want you to talk with your partner, and then I want you to see if you can figure out which one of our academic talk words goes in the blank, because I know this is a review for this class. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready, Bella? First clue. Let me tell you what my dog looks like. I will blank him. Which word goes in that blank. I'll read the clue one more time. Let me tell you what my dog looks like. I will blank him. Hands down, talk to your partner. Talk to your partner. What do you think it is? All right, on 3, let's say it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Describe.
Very good. Describe means tell me all about it. What part of speech do we use to describe? What part of speech is a describing word? Is it a noun, a verb, an adjective?
Verb?
Yes.
Verb.
Okay, verbs are what, class? That's a noun.
Adjectives.
Adjectives. High five, Jason. Yes, adjectives describe, don't they? So guess what? Some of us might be going on an adjective hunt today. We might be looking for adjectives when we read to find the author's purpose. Okay, next clue. Ready? This is a little piece of information. It is a blank. Look at my word choice over there in my academic talk. Do you see a word? Talk to your partner. I'll read the clue one more time. This is a little piece of information. It is a blank. Talk to your partner. Ready? Go. It's a blank. Talk to your partner, Christian.
What about the name?
Oh, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. What's the answer?
Answer.
Answer? There's no answer up there. What?
Detail.
Okay, let's see. This is a little piece of information. It's an answer or it's a detail? What your teacher taught you about key details? Are those little bits of information that tell about the main idea? Yes, they are. Okay, next clue. That was a toughie for you guys. This is a hard math problem. Yes. Let me blank it to you. Which word from our academic talk goes in that? Let me blank it to you. Okay, talk to your partner. Hands down. Okay, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Explain.
Exactly. Explain. Another one of those. Tell me all about it. Sometimes authors write to explain, don't they? Okay, next word. I want to know why the author wrote this. What was the author's reasons or blank for writing? Ooh, did you hear that one, Bella? I want to know why the author wrote this. What was the author's reasons or blank for writing? Look up there. Talk to your partner. We've already used details. Describe and explain. Okay, on 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Main purpose.
Good job. Author's purpose or main purpose. Those are words that can be used. Notice that key word that said or. So, Michaela, it could be either or. Okay, main purpose. All right, last one. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I don't have one for that. Okay, sometimes authors ask questions and tell you the blank. Sometimes authors ask questions and tell you the blank. Talk to your partner. What do you think it is? All right, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Answer.
Answer. Very good. Any questions about our academic talk words? Michaela, you got it? Maddie, you got it? Main purpose, details, describe, explain, and answer. Any questions? Okay, now, look around the room. You see keywords. I see the word feet. I see the word teeth. I see the word nose. I see the word hair. And behind me, I see the word ears. Now, I want you to think for a moment, what type of animal part, if you could change one of those 5 things on your body, what would you want to have? Think about it. Would you like to have animal hair, animal's nose, some type of animal teeth, some type of animal's feet? And I want you to go stand in front of that word right now. Ready? Go. All right. Would you mind talking with Kira? I'm going to pose a question. Belle, and I'll go talk with Jason. Okay, class. Jason, Christian, shh. Y'all ready? I want you to talk about what animal's hair would you want to have and why. And Jason's going to tell me what animal feet he'd like to have and why. And Kira's going to tell Miss Green what animal's ears she'd like to have and why. Okay? All right, ready? Talk with your group. Go. What animal's feet do you want to have?
Because it was super flexible.
They're super fast, aren't they? Do you like their big paws?
Yeah.
Yes, and they have claws.
It helps them drift too.
It helps them drift? Awesome. How fast can they run with their feet if you had cheetah feet?
70 miles per hour.
Wow, that's as fast as I go when I drive my car on the interstate. That's amazing. That would be good to choose cheetah feet. Awesome. Choose it? Did you guys choose it? What would you have? Antilodons?
They died out a long
Megalodon.
Megalodon teeth? Why do you want megalodon teeth?
Because those teeth would literally be as tall as.
Are they big?
That's a shark that can eat you mainly in one.
Mom,
it can eat a whole entire boat.
dinosaurs out there with sharp teeth.
Oh, Cooper, help her out. What kind of dinosaurs have big sharp teeth? A T-Rex?
Theropod carnivores.
A megalodon
Okay.
is actually bigger than a yacht.
Wow. Okay, let's stick to our question. Okay, good job, guys. Okay.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I can see a lot of you chose some very interesting creatures and some very interesting reasons why you wanted to be that creature. And some mythological creatures.
She wanted a unicorn.
She wanted to be a unicorn? Okay, now, what music was I just playing?
Hairs up.
Hairs up. So I am going to talk about an animal's hair in just a moment, okay? So let's look for one more reason and talk about author's purpose. I'm sorry. Yes, Cooper.
Teeth count as mouth too, also?
A what?
Does teeth count as the whole mouth area?
Absolutely.
Because Entelodon had the strong spice force of its time.
Wow.
on land.
Interesting. Okay, so let's look. Let's look, eyes up here, Bella. Let's talk about why authors write. Authors write for different reasons. They write to describe about something, like to give details or to explain something. As you read, you're going to use details from your text today, Bella, to figure out the author's main purpose for writing. So that is basically your goal today. Now, I said under the umbrella of informational text, authors write, and I have something to help us explain. This is lemonade, isn't it?
Yes.
And in our lemonade, we have the word aid at the end of lemon. Lemonade. So aid, I want you guys to remember that, is going to help us remember the 3 informational reasons why authors write. One can be A, to answer a question. D, help me out, to describe, and E, to explain. Now, I've made this chart for you so that you can refer back to it. If you have a text and you think that it's to describe, you can look up here and say, oh, yep, the author is using adjectives and adverbs. Oh, they're using their 5 senses, what something smells like, tastes like, looks like, sounds like, feels like. And then there's lots of details that tell about one topic. Questions about describe? Okay, let's say an author's writing to answer. Did you have a question about describe, Cooper?
Make sure you have a text about Entelodon.
Not about Entelodons, not today, but we can look for one. Answer. It's gonna, Christian, sit up, start with a question. So like, why do animals have fur? And then the answer, and then they're going to answer that question for us.
I know that.
Authors use facts to draw conclusions. And then they're also, guess what? You can look, Alex, for question marks. So that's when we're trying to answer something, look for question marks. We'll have one book today. Somebody might want to choose that book to use. All right, last reasons in the word aid, A-D-E, is to explain. When they explain something, they're going to show you how to do something step by step by step. And they might use diagrams. Oh, lots of action verbs. And then they might use words like first, next, last, then. All those sequencing words. Any questions about our poster today? So when we're learning and reading our text, I want you guys to refer back to this and say, yep, it's got adjectives. Yep, it's using lots of details. Yep, it's doing that. And then that can help you figure out what your author's purpose is. Yes, Michaela?
Why is there lemons right there that say the same thing as almost
Exactly. So those are some questions I can ask myself. I can ask myself, like, what does the author want me to learn here? Does he want me to learn an answer to something? Is he describing something? Is he explaining something? What did the author do to help me learn? That's a question you can ask yourself. Why did the author write this? Is that the question that's our daunting question today for our whole lesson? Yes. And then how do these illustrations help me? So if it has a diagram, are those illustrations going to help you explain or understand the text? Yes, you're using those text features. Yes, Jason.
My book is like kind of like that, like it describes, it has some facts and it's mostly about a more adventure.
Oh, so
and it has little pieces of facts.
Yes, and at the end of our
India, wildlife of India.
Oh, you might want to use your book at the end of our lesson.
Harder book, so
It's not informational, is it?
No.
Yes.
It's just folktale.
describing and explaining pretty much the same thing.
Kind of, but explaining usually shows steps of something, and they're very closely related. Yes. Describing, it'll use more adjectives sometimes. But you're right, they are very closely related, Maddie. Okay, now let's get started with our book. I told you guys I played hair up for a reason, right? Let me turn this off so we can see. And Miss Carter's lost her book. I had it. Ah, there it is. Okay, actually,
Oh, I've read that so many times.
okay, so these are the books we're using today. Or I have a question book, and I don't know why I put this up. This one's called What If I Had Animal Hair? And then today you and your partner want to choose, why do I have animal ears? What if I had animal teeth? What if I had an animal nose? Or what if I had animal feet? There's a whole series of these books. But for my process to show you how to do this, I chose this book, What If I Had Animal Hair? So let me show you the text.
I would be a bunny.
Uh-oh.
You'd be fluffy. Many people would cut your hair and it would grow back.
All right, Jason, let's look and see. I can't see from here.
Muskox.
Yeah. Can you guys see it good? Or do we need to turn the light off a little bit? Jason, go hit the one light in the front, please. Okay, now remember, we're looking to see why the author wrote this text, the author's purpose. Thank you, Jason. It's got a little glare here. Whoops.
Yeah.
Can y'all see it now?
Yes.
No.
Get it a little bit more down.
It's got a glare on it because it's glossy. What if we did it that way?
I can't.
Then we can see it. We don't
see
need.
them all.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to look for the topic of what we're reading about today to find our author's purpose. So the heading there says musk ox. So what do we must be reading about, class? What's our topic, Bella?
Muskox.
Musk ox, okay? Let me show you the picture so you can see.
Can you get that more down?
That's what a musk ox looks like. Big long hair, long horns. Woo, look at him. Now, okay, time to listen, Michaela. It says, listen as I read. A musk ox has the longest hair of any wild animal. Some hairs are as long as 2 feet. Its shaggy coat hangs down to its hooves. This coat is about double thick and so tough it acts like a suit of armor. Now notice when I was reading, boys and girls, was I reading for comprehension?
Yes.
To understand what I read? Was I reading like a robot? No. Was I using my expression to really emphasize some of those sentences?
Yes, ma'am.
Did I read for accuracy to make sure I didn't have mistakes?
Yes, ma'am.
And if I did make a mistake, I would have gone back and corrected that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we want to be fluent second graders, so we're ready for that third grade, okay? All right, so back to our author's purpose here. Bella, I saw lots and lots of adjectives in this paragraph. Let's see if we can go back and find some of those adjectives. It says the muskox has the longest hair.
Longest.
What's an adjective to describe? Longest. That's a comparative adjective, isn't it? I'm comparing it out of all of the oxes, who has the longest hair. What was our topic? The muskox. Good. Some animal hairs are long as 2 feet. What's the adjective there? The what, Cooper? I think you said it. Or who said it? Somebody said it. Bella, what was the number? Two. Two is an adjective, isn't it? Yes. It hangs down. It has its shaggy coat. What's the word to describe the coat? Cooper? Shaggy. This coat is double thick. How will we describe that it is, Maddie?
Thick.
It's double thick, isn't it? It's so tough, it acts like a suit of armor. Very good. Now, for a bonus, let me read that sentence. The skin, or the coat is so thick it acts like a suit of armor. What do we call those when we compare something using the word like or as? We compare two things using like or as. Maddie, do you know?
I have to ask you a question.
Nope, answer my question. We're comparing two things using like or as. We're comparing, in this case, the coat that's double thick to the armor. What is that called? It's a
Simile.
a simile. Very good. Bonus for Michaela today. Okay, so I see lots of adjectives. So if I go over here to my author's purpose aid chart, what can we say our author's purpose was for this musk ox article, or not article, text inside this book? Was it to answer a question to us?
No.
Were they explaining something? Kinda, but did they give us like a step-by-step, this is what you do first, this is what you do next, this is what you do now? No. What did we view a lot of in that text? We saw adjectives. So the author's purpose is to describe. Okay, so let's put all this information on our graphic organizer today. All right, Jason, would you mind turning the lights on for us, please? Oh, and here's what they would look like if you had muskox fur.
What is it?
All right, hands down, girls. What you need, Kira?
Well, luckily the horn is not real. Because the horn rings.
What?
That's fake.
I choose animal teeth, but can we choose another one if we choose this unicorn?
We'll see. All right, Bella, let's go. Now, let's fill in our graphic organizer. It says this is the topic of the passage. So the topic of our passage today was what subject? Say it loud, Cadence. Muskox. So on my chart today, I'm going to write musk ox. Let's answer our next question. What does the author tell about the topic? So what is the fact, you guys remember, what was a fact that you can remember about the muskox topic? Cooper, can you see one there?
Yes. A muskox has the longest hair of any wild animal.
Okay, would we like to put that one on our chart?
Yes.
Okay, because that tells me about the topic, doesn't it? So I'm going to put, tells me that a musk ox has the longest hair of any wild animal. Do y'all believe that? Wow. That's hard to believe. I do. Lots of experience. Now, you guys have already told me, so let's put it on our chart. Why did the author write this passage? The author wrote this passage to describe and high five, Jason. You did it. I was about to ask you, what is the topic? He is describing about the muskox. So to describe the muskox. Okay. Questions about author's purpose? Yes.
A question about his hair.
Okay.
My hair is almost 2 feet long.
Oh, wow. Did you measure it? Funny. Yes, Cooper.
Isn't that the one in the middle is a quote from the text? Don't you need to add quotation marks?
We could if you wanted to say, or I could word this in my own, because this is text evidence, isn't it? So that Cooper had a good point he pointed out. In this middle column on your graphic organizer, we were citing text evidence. Did we get this information from our head?
No.
Our schema? No, Cooper, I put the book right in front of his face, and he found text evidence. Now, could we have worded this in our own words? We could have, and he's right. His teacher has taught him that we do use quotation marks when we are quoting directly from the text. Very nice. Now it's your turn. Are you guys ready? Okay, so I have lots of different books from you to choose from. You and your partner are going to get whatever book you choose, and inside your book you're going to choose one animal.
I don't have a partner.
We'll get you one animal, okay?
You can be partners now.
Yes, you can be. All right, we'll figure it out. And what you're going to also get a graphic organizer that looks just like my graphic organizer. And you are going to do the same thing that I just did, but with your animal. Do not pick a muskox, okay? You're going to tell me what the topic is. You're going to use text evidence to tell me what the author tells you about the topic. Where did Cooper get that information from? Right from the text. And then finally, you're going to use our aid anchor chart to decide what was the author's purpose for writing this text. Questions? Then, after we're done, we're going to take your Post-it notes and we're going to stick them on our class graphic organizer, and then we're going to have a few of you share your findings in your book so others can learn about other animal parts in our book. You did this before?
Not like that, but like...
And if anybody wants to use, Bella, if anybody wants to use one about answering questions for this one, I do have one book that does that, okay? All right, so let's have Cooper and Cadence. Are you partners? Yes. Okay, why don't we do this today? I like for Jason and Cadence to be partners today. It's okay, it's okay. And then Sophia and Bella and Cooper, can you guys be a group today?
Sure.
Okay, and then Sophia and Cadence, you guys are going to be a partner. So can you guys switch places? Just switch. Bella, sit right there. Okay, now I would like for Cadence and Jason to come over to the back table to see Miss Green, and you're going to side together who is going to pick what book you want to pick, okay? Cooper, you want to come over and your group pick your book? Come on, Sophia. Come on, Bella. Nose, air, teeth. Yep.
Oh, they came out with new ones.
Or I have this book that has questions.
So many more. I did not notice.
Yes, I told you I have lots of them.
That's weird.
Only choose one for your with your partner.
I picked Arctic Fox.
Only one.
Barn owl?
Y'all gonna do barn owls?
No.
What's your graphic organizer?
I didn't think I can hold
Same. I want.
Okay, in 30 seconds or I'll give you a minute. Look through the book and see which animal you want to choose. Okay, Christian, eyes on me. Ready? All right, you've all chose your animal. Let's announce what animal we have chose with your partner. Okay, ready? What did this team choose?
Arctic Fox.
Arctic Fox. This team?
cheetah.
Cheetah.
Even though they can run.
Jason knows a lot about cheetahs because he chose that. He wanted cheetah feet a while ago. Okay, Michaela and Maddie?
Arctic Fox.
Arctic Fox too. Okay, and Christian, Kira, and Alex? A Cereval. Show them what that is. That's a kind of a rare animal.
Yeah, they're so cute.
It's a type of cat.
A type of cat.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
Yeah, African savanna. And
Yes.
There is also I think
they can jump
cat
very
related
high.
to it. They can also jump just as
Okay.
high, but it's smaller.
All right, class.
Yes.
Eyes on me. Ready, Michaela, ready? Okay, so for your activity with your partner today, what you're going to do is you're going to do exactly what I did. You're going to read it. Now, while you're reading aloud with your partner, what are we ensuring? We're ensuring that we read for accuracy. I'm reading those words correctly. If, let's say, Cooper didn't know a word, could Bella help him sound that out? Yes, use your Saxon strategies that Miss Roberts has taught you. Do we want to read too fast? Do we want to read too slow? It's just like the porridge, just right. Expression. Do we want to read like a robot? No. Do we want to read like we're all chopped up like this? No, we don't want to do that either, do we? And we have to make sure, it's okay, she's just putting her stuff down. We want to make sure that we're looking for punctuation. When it's an exclamation mark, we want to read with excitement, right? If there's a period, do we just skip over it and keep reading? No, we want to pause. If there's a comma, do we want to pause? If there's a question mark, do you know what our voice is supposed to do? Voice
Goes up.
Very good, Jason. Our voice goes up. Very good. Now, when you're done reading in just a moment, before you fill out your graphic organizer, I'm going to have you rate yourself of these items to make sure that we're reading for accuracy so that you understand and comprehend what you read. Questions about your fluency piece? Okay, you and your partner, pick a reader. If Bella wants to read it first and then Cooper wants to read it second, you can do that. Ready? Read. Who's reading first?
Already read that book. A center, 1 and 2 toe pads.
Good job self-correcting. Toe pads plus.
Nails.
Very good. Okay, Jason, can you read the next sentence for us? Not R. Shaped. Shaped.
That it has a new name. Instead of a foot, it's called a paw. A cheetah's paw pads are
Tough.
and wrinkled.
Is that wrinkled? No, that's okay. You're okay. Let's sound it out. Ready?
There's a fact.
It comes after the I, so it's going to make the J sound. Ridged. Ridged.
Like
Bro, you can't read that.
Tire.
There is a fact right there. Sophie.
Threads. Good job. Okay, let's read.
That should have a TH, wouldn't it?
No, threads. TR sound.
and the cheetah
Sturdy.
nails act like
Cleats. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to reread that sentence.
that is actually
Wait, who's already read?
Sophia, that.
Okay, so read for the camera.
And look what it says. Look what it says.
Okay, let's focus over here first. Okay, let's keep reading. So, go ahead, Cadence.
Helping
So,
make its skin warm as the days grow longer
it
and heat up.
from slipping
Sheds
during
wintertime hair and grows a new
super
brown hair.
fast
Now,
sprint.
each hair is skinny.
Do you know what sprints are?
Yes.
What are sprints?
Sprints are like
Runs fast. Very good.
really fast.
Yeah.
this animal.
Not this.
Side steps
These animals,
Or not animals.
these
These.
amazing
Arctic
for
perfectly colored
help
to sneak up
a
on
cheetah
heads,
run
as
as
lemons
fast as 70 miles per hour. Right.
That you were right. Go ahead.
That was bad.
Okay. I am going to pass. All right, you listen. I'm going to pass you, Jason, out a fluency chart checklist, Bella. And on this chart checklist, let me show you what it says. Can you see it over here? Where'd it go? Here it is. It says, let me pass it out so you can see it. Go ahead and write your name at the top while I'm passing them out. It says, put your name up there, Christian. Okay. Kira. So you're going to say, was I really good at that, a happy face? Was I okay, but I could get better? Or was I a straight face, like I really need to practice more on that? So you're going to read the choices. I stopped after a period and other punctuations. Did you do that when you read?
Yeah.
I match my voice to the feeling of the sentence. And you keep reading on, and I want you to rate yourself. Okay, you can color them in like Bella's doing, or you can circle it like Jason's doing it. It's okay. I like for you to rate yourself.
Why did I can't.
Be honest now, because
I am. I'm honest. Everything.
you can shade it or you can circle it. I would like for you to rate your fluency, the one you just read.
Yeah.
You were reading to each other.
I don't know what to
don't
say.
really
I don't get what it's asking.
Which one?
This one,
My reading sounds like the way I talk.
not really.
Which one? Is that the one?
Not
Or this one?
Need to
Not
work
really.
on that. I'm not used to
I
that.
really like when I read. I like visualize like the character's voice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not really acting.
Right.
So I don't know what to put.
I go coloring.
I would put, okay, you're doing fine with that.
Take my time.
Yes. You were not too fast and you were not too slow.
I'm doing it.
So I see a lot of you are saying that you need to work on expression. That is a tough thing. And a good way to work on expression is to listen to an adult read. Or listen to somebody read. A lot of you have like iPads and Kindles.
I have a deep voice.
Because when I do, I try to visualize the character's voice.
And that's a good rule of thumb.
That means I need to work on it, right?
Yes. Like you're not terrible, but that's not terrible, but this I need to work on it. This one means that you're okay.
Not at all. That means not at all.
Okay.
I've seen every Harry Potter movie, and then when I read the books, I just try.
Yep. Yes, Cooper.
I don't get what it means about that.
My reading sounds like the way I talk. So in other words, you didn't sound like a robot. You weren't choppy. You sound the way Cooper just asked me that question. That's the way you read.
No, I
So when Miss Carter reads, I read just like I talk. Good job. Okay.
I don't really sound like.
I like the way you're being honest.
I don't sound like a robot. I can speak in many different languages. That one, but if we don't, most of the time.
No, I don't sound like a robot. You're smiley face at that. You don't need to work on
do
that.
some Spanish. I can do some like Italian.
Oh my goodness.
I can do full language.
Okay, that's fine.
Everyone wants to read Harry Potter.
But we use our strategies, right, to go back and reread so that we can understand what we're reading. Alex, you okay?
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, but I started at this
I'm going to show these to Miss Roberts because that's very interesting what they think about themselves. Yes.
Does this say emphasize?
Yes, I emphasize important words.
Emphasize mean?
Like when I'm reading and I say, like, the artist's hair is snow white in winter. Like, that's an important describing word, so I really put some into that word. Okay, finished? Okay, let's take about 30 more seconds.
I'm finished.
Important words. So like the bolded words when you're reading, you really put some into them when you read. To know so your reader knows that that word is important. Okay, I'll collect it. I will share these with your teacher, boys and girls.
I got only 2 middles, and the rest of them I've only got 2 middles.
Okay, yes.
I am finished.
When I emphasize important words, so you put some into those important words that are like bolded, things like that, when you're reading.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay?
Miss Carter,
Yes.
can I get my book to show? Yeah.
No, just a minute. You might use it for your choice.
That means I don't sound like a robot.
Right. No, this one. Maddie did the same thing. This one.
I did.
You don't sound like a robot. Done? Thank you, Cooper. Okay, Sophia.
Mine was the first one.
Thank you.
I did all the middle ones except this.
Okay, I'll share those with Miss Roberts, okay? Thank you, Cadence. Are y'all done? Okay, Alex. Okay, class.
Yes.
Let's take our graphic organizer out and let's go over the instructions of the graphic organizer one more time, please. For whatever animal that you and your partner just chose and read about, and great job with your fluency, boys and girls, I would like for you now to answer those questions that we did together or that I showed you. What is the topic of the passage? Put it in a complete sentence on the Post-it note. The topic of the passage is blank. Now, wait a second, Cooper. I want you to choose a writer. Then answer the next question. Then the next partner, Kira, might answer the next question. What does the... I'll wait till we're looking. What does the author tell about the topic? The author told me... Cooper, where are we getting that text evidence from? From our head?
Yeah.
No, Alex, we're getting it from our text, correct? Yes. Last one. Why did the author write this passage? Cadence, where could I go for a helper to figure out why my author's purpose wrote? Where could I help? What could help me? Our anchor chart. Remember aid, lemonade, could help me today decide, did my author write to answer, describe, or explain? All right, I'll be walking around helping. If you have any questions, Miss Green or I will be happy to help, okay? All right, you may get started. Make sure you put them in complete sentences. I'll put those on our cheetahs.
No, because it says right
Picture
here.
of a cheetah.
Picture of a cheetah?
Fact about a cheetah's paw, and then it says cheetah.
Absolutely. And when we read a while ago, was it all about cheetahs? Yes, it was. So Jason's going to write that down for us. The topic of the passage is...
I know.
You can't write all of it.
No, she can write this and you can write that and Sophia can write that one. Okay? You're going to take turns.
Yeah, you were about. I saw you about to do.
I just do like that, but it doesn't mean I don't have to write on it.
Bella,
I need to say that's good.
that's enough. You got how to spell it?
I think it's CHEE.
Nah, 3.
ATAH.
Okay. All right, let's look at our next question. Cadence, it says, Jason, what does the author tell about the topic? So what is something important?
I thought I was supposed to write.
You are. What is something important that we could find about the topic on cheetahs? What's something we could share?
First thing, luck later and talk about food because I'm hungry.
We'll have snacks soon. What does he talk about? You think of some? What's some text evidence there?
Tough
The cheetah's paw is tough.
Sophia, don't do that.
And, what was that word? We said that's the J sound. Rigid.
Rigid like a
Tire. Treads.
kid. And the cheetah's
Sturdy nails
dirty
act.
nails act like cleats that help it drip.
Very nice. So is that what you want to do? Okay, so that cheetah's paws are tough. Well, you can do another one if you'd wish, but you have to do the one that you just decided. Okay, I'm gonna go check on the other boys and girls. You guys keep working in your group. Okay. Okay, Cooper, how's it coming? Oh, what did you want to share about? What did the author tell us about this topic, Sophia? What did you guys choose?
We didn't choose it.
Yeah, I think.
The Arctic fox. What did you say about it?
I'm not done.
That each hair is also
Also fat.
it's fat
Wait, I forgot a word. Helping or
A-tree.
to make it do what?
Can I just put?
The cheetah's paws are tough and rigid like tire treads. Yes, ma'am. Period. Okay. How are they doing? How are they doing back here, Miss Green? They're doing good. Awesome. Do you guys need another Post-it note? Here. Here's another Post-it note so you can extend your writing, girls.
Oh, we've already wrote them.
I know, we're going to move this, though, to the class graphic organizer. So, yes. The author told me, as the day grows longer and heats up, it sheds its wintertime hair and grows a new coat. Okay, so just add those things, girls, to there. Okay? That's okay. Why did your author write the passage? That's what we're on to.
It says it up there, Jason.
Yeah, I spelled Y.
No, the author wrote this passage too. Okay, so let's stop writing for a moment and let's think about it. What is the author trying to tell us in this? Is he trying to entertain us?
No.
He's trying to what?
Tell us. Learn about
details.
Give us details. I love your academic talk cadence. He's giving us details. So are they writing to answer a question? Do we see question marks? No. Do we see adjectives that describe something?
Yes.
Okay, a little bit.
The pause.
Okay, that describe the pause. And or are they explaining something to us?
Kind of explain.
So up here, what are they doing? It says the cheetah's foot is made up of soft pads. The center one has toe pads plus nails. Is that describing something to us? It's shaped. Is shape an adjective? Shapes like circle, square, like that. It's new. That's how it gets its new name. It's called a paw, right? So it says it's tough and rigid. What are those words? Tough, rigids. Those words are, say it, yes, those words are adjectives. So what would our author's purpose be? What do we see?
I know what Jason can
What do we see, Jason? Which one do we see? I heard Cadence say adjectives. I heard her say details.
Yep.
So what's our author's purpose, we can conclude? No, look at me. What's our author's purpose? To describe. What are they describing?
The cheetah.
The cheetah. Very good. So we're going to write
I didn't know you had written.
author wrote this passage to, what word? Describe.
Cheetahs.
Cheetahs. Very good, Cadence. All right, help Jason put that down on paper. Author's purpose.
I know.
This passage to describe Arctic. Oh, very nice. Maddie, did you guys get yours?
Understanding.
This passage to describe the Arctic fox. Absolutely. Got a lot of describing. What was yours?
Whoa, what's that?
Is it to describe or explain?
It's to describe.
Was it to describe? What about explain?
Stone tools. Miss Carter. I knew they would.
The ears have A-shaped markings on the back. They let several kittens easily track and follow their mother through tall grass. The keen hearing lets the... Do we see
Rocks from outer space.
lots of verbs in there?
Oh, pretty.
Tracking, following,
Oh, that looks like diamonds.
hearing. What are all those words? Are those adjectives or verbs?
Of course.
Christian, we're talking here. Are they adjectives? They're verbs. So what would be our author's purpose? Look at our aid chart up there. What would be the author's purpose? To not to describe. To explain. And what is the author explaining? Servals what?
How servals hear.
How they hear. Very
How
good.
they use their ears.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to help Jason.
Eyes up here, Cooper. Giving our classmates their attention. Bella. Jason's finishing up. All right. Maddie, scoot in. So, okay. All right. Ready? This group had what animal they chose?
Serval.
And it's about Serval's what?
Hearing.
Hearing, or their ears. Very good. Okay, so go ahead and tell us, what was the topic of your passage?
The topic of the passage is how servals hear.
So how servals hear. Very nice. Okay, so let's hang that up on our class graphic organizer. Okay, now what did you guys learn about the author? What did he tell you about this topic?
It tells about how servals use their ears and how they use their keen hearing.
Very nice. Okay. And the last one. So what was the author's purpose for this? Bella, look at us.
The author wrote this passage to explain how servals use their ears.
So in their article, I was helping them. They had a lot of verbs. A lot of ing words. They had following, hearing, listening. Those were verbs. And so their author's purpose was to explain about the serval's hearing. Nice job. Thank you. Let's give this team a round of applause, please, boys and girls. Thank you, guys. You may have a seat. Okay. What animal did you guys have? Let's see what their topic was.
We had the Arctic fox, and our topic
we said the topic of the passage is the Arctic fox.
Okay, and what does the author tell you about this topic? Let's see what we can learn about the Arctic fox.
The author told me as the day grows longer and heats up, it and sheds his wintertime hair, he grows a new coat.
Okay, so as the heats up, if you didn't hear what she said, it sheds its fur as the hot weather comes. Okay, and what was your author's
We
purpose?
said the author wrote this passage to describe the Arctic fox.
Very nice, to describe the Arctic fox. So did you guys have lots of adjectives? Was there a lot of words that described your senses? Very good. And were there lots of details about this topic? Very nice. Okay. All right, let's take your Post-it notes.
These two are like one thing.
That's okay, I'll glue them together. Tape them together. I'm putting tape on them, boys and girls, because I know from experience they like to fall off. See? All right.
What do we do with this?
Hey, let's give them, you can keep it. Round of applause.
Take that.
I will. Very nice. Okay. All right, so while if you have a snack, you want to go get your snack, please don't get your snack on the...
All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay, ready?
The topic of the passage is see this one here. Look at that.
Okay, the Arctic fox.
And the author told me that each hair is also fat, helping make its
Thick fur.
Yeah. Cooper needs to read it.
Okay, Cooper, read it for us, please.
The author told me that each hair is also fat, helping make it thick and
Thick and warm. The author told me that each hair is also fat, helping make it thick and warm.
okay.
There you go. All right, and what was your author's purpose, guys?
The author wrote this passage to describe the Arctic fox's hair.
Oh, so to describe it. So did you have lots of adjectives? Lots of details? Okay, very nice. Thank you. All right, I'll take your Post-it notes. Okay. And Cadence, they had cheetahs. So let's listen to them while they're... Cooper, you ready? Okay, go ahead, Jason. Nice and loud. What was your topic?
The topic of the passage is cheetahs.
Cooper, they're doing theirs. They're doing theirs. Okay, their topic was cheetahs. What does the author tell us about the topic, Jason?
That cheetahs' paws are tough and rigid,
Like
Tired.
looking in.
Like tire treads, right?
That was looking in.
Okay, and what was your author's purpose? It's okay. What was your author's purpose?
The author wrote the passage to describe about the cheetah's feet.
Very nice. Thank you, guys.
Welcome, man.
All right. Has everybody been now? Okay. Let me explain what we're doing. All right, so everybody's pencil down. Shh. Cadence, come up here and sit, babe. Come up. Yes, that's her seat for right now. Come up here and sit beside Bella. What paper? This paper? Okay, go sit beside Bella.
I actually changed my mind. I think. Wait, which one do you go on to computer?
The last one, I have an answer.
I'm gonna do.
Okay, so go get a computer.
How do you spell laser? Oh, N-E-G. How do we do the? Oh, you're writing a newspaper. N-E-G-L-A.
All right, Maddie, your choice word fell on the floor.
D-O-N. Hey, you don't have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, all eyes on me, please. Kira, you ready? Alex, you ready? Eyes on me. Okay, so I have given you a choice board. Cut. Good thing Mr. Vickers can edit, right? All right, all eyes on me. Here we go, Jason. I have given you a choice board for author's purpose. You have 5 different things that you can choose from about author's purpose to show me today what you know. The first one is a freestyle. You can write a song about the different informational purposes of why authors write. Be sure you can use the anchor chart and be sure to include all 3. The next one is a think about it. You can use an informational book that you're currently reading. Like Maddie, can you show them your mushrooms and toadstool book? She wants to write about this book and explain the author's purpose of her mushroom book that she's been currently reading in class. The next one says read all about it. Create a newspaper article about something that's happening in the news and be sure to inform your reader about the topic. That's what Mr. Vickers does for us all the time. He writes newspaper articles. Step by step. This is a fun one. Think about something that you want to teach somebody to do. First, next, last. Maybe it's ride a bicycle. Maybe it's make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Kira.
It's easy.
You're going to write it and then draw a diagram to go with your paragraph. The last one is think of a question. I have an answer. Think of a question that you have about an animal. Alex, can you share your question that you have about megalodons, please? What is it?
Megalodons not exist anymore.
Why do megalodons not exist anymore? He's going to use his, you can't do the same one, he's going to use his computer to research and find reasons to support his question. So he's doing the answer. He wants to find an answer to his question. That's his author's purpose. Are there any questions?
Wait, can I do
Your question about sharks? Absolutely. Yes. Those 3 purposes. So you write, I would have like 3. Yes, you could do that. Or you could have like, they have verses and a chorus, right? Okay. All right, Miss Green and I are here to help you. So if you have questions, help them get on the computer, or you need other information, we'll be happy to help you with what you're going to do, okay?
I don't get it. How do I change
Okay, so which one are you choosing?
this one?
Okay, so you're going to write a verse about answer. So what do they answer?
Why sharks kill people?
Okay,
why
type it
do
in.
they?
Type it in. Write your question up here at the top.
I know why, because I can't tell you.
Don't tell him.
I know who. Miss Carter.
Okay, what are you doing? Okay, so get your pencil out and write a verse for answer.
I do have
Authors
a
write for
question
many
about
reasons. What do they write for?
Oh, can I just write a question about cats up there?
But then you need a computer to research your question about cats. Then you're choosing this one. Okay, yes, Cooper.
I do have a question about Entelodon. It's
Okay.
what species were they? Because they look like a pig, but scientists say they weren't a pig.
Oh, I don't know.
Can I change mine?
Okay, so which one are you doing? This one?
Can I change mine to read all about it? Because I don't really get with it.
Why don't you do this one? Nobody else is doing this one.
No.
You can't tell me how to make something?
Wait, do I
Yeah,
search
you can't tell me how to
it
dye Easter eggs.
Do
That
I
would be
search
cool.
it right up there?
Yes, you can type it in there.
I want to do a read all about it.
Okay.
Maddie, get busy.
Because I don't really understand.
Okay, hold on. Let me help Cooper, then I'll help you. Yes. What is it? What was your question? So which one animal in here did you want to write about in your newspaper article?
But I was gonna do that, but
This one? Okay, that's awesome. He looks very interesting, doesn't he? All right, so it says use your informational book you currently read about. Why did the author write this book? In the paragraph, explain the author's purpose. So what book did you read about? So you could say, I currently read, what's the book you read? What if you had an animal nose? I read about, what?
Sega.
Uh-huh. And then could you tell me some facts about Sega? And then basically at the end, you would say the author's purpose was to explain or probably describe.
But what do we do then?
You draw a picture of the Sega. And you can write a little caption, okay?
You're supposed to draw a picture.
Yes.
I love art.
Okay.
But I'm guessing we need to do a picture once we're done.
Yes.
I don't really get what it's like asking me.
All right, I need a question mark there.
I don't really get what it's asking me.
About what? Which one?
What am I supposed to do?
Well, it depends on which one you choose, Bella. Which one are you going to choose?
Largest shark species.
Okay, so you're going to write a song.
Is that one good?
She put,
Going to attack humans when
like, she put first there's to answer, then there's to describe, and then explain. Authors have many purposes. You're writing like a rap or a song.
in the water
And then tell about it. When you answer, you, when you describe, you, Okay, well then,
I think I just found my answer.
you could do the question book. There's a question book over there. See, it says, why does Campbell's have humps? You can read one of those questions out of there and write about that one and do this one.
I think I just found my answer.
What is your answer?
Some of the larger shark species prey on seals, sea lions, and other marine mammals. Sharks have been known to attack humans when they are confused or curious. If a shark sees a human splashing in the water, it may try to investigate, leading to an accidental attack.
So do they really mean to do it?
No.
No. So you did find your answer. Can you put that in your own words?
But
You know how Miss Roberts teaches you to summarize when you read something in your writing and you put it in your own words? Like, so instead of writing this word for word, you can put it in Christian's words, okay? Okay, very nice. So why do sharks kill people? So let's start it with a complete sentence. Sharks sometimes attack people because... Very nice. Did you find your answer, Alex?
Yes, but I also
You look dangerous on this thing.
too much information.
Oh my goodness. All right, so... Okay, go back. Let's go back to the home screen. Go back here. Hit one more back. Okay, so what was your question?
This doesn't work.
Okay.
Page was
Could Megalodons still live in the deep water? That's not what we want. Well, try this one. That's where...
way too much information.
Yeah, okay, does that look better? Megalodons meaning big tooth. Oh, back up from ancient Greece. Here we go. Dun-dun-dun-dun. The assignment seen Megalodons has been debated nearly for a century. Still under dispute. The two major interpretations. All right, back up. That just tells you what a Megalodon is.
And there's all this.
Okay, hit the back button. Yeah, hit the back
This is way
button.
more too much information.
I just want to use it.
All right, scroll up. Here's one. Is that the one you clicked on?
This is
Oh, no. Okay, so click on this one. Ah, that looks better. Here we go. We'll probably never know for sure why Megalodons become extinct, but we can probably be grateful that they did. 52 versions of the white shark and the large number of scientists. So does it know why? No, so that's your answer. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, you can. Come here. What you need?
I went to the bathroom and listened. His nose looks like he has 2 fingers.
Has that happened before?
No.
Was it a lot?
Yes. That's the only thing that came out.
All right.
Miss Carter, can I did my subject?
Okay. I like the way you Googled news today. You know what? We can type the word here. Sometimes they have kid websites about news. Let's see what they have. Look at there.
Yay.
Oh, this is a very important story that happened a couple days ago. You want to read about that? We got a new Supreme Court justice.
Oh, who's that?
You like the government? Like to read about that?
Yes.
Top story. Cool. That was
It is very important. There it is.
Okay.
All right.
That is something recent that happened in the news.
It is something recent. Yes, ma'am.
I'm done.
Got your song done?
Donald Trump.
Alex, get busy. First there's answer, then describe.
Donald Trump is a new government person.
There's still
Is this like going to be a rap there, ma'am? Yes. Okay, spell author correctly.
I don't know.
What kind of beat? You going to practice the beat for me so you can sing it to me?
I think I
Why
found
not?
something. There's actually more information all the way to 10.
Oh yeah, those are lots of pages. Let's stick to what you found up here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It had the answers right there. And that's from the National Ocean Service.
Oh, wow.
Let me see what you wrote. Now, did you find the author's purpose? The water nature investigate leading to an accidental attack. Okay, anything else you want to add? What about the sharks have been known to, what about the first part, what they usually attack? Tell me what sharks usually attack.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right, put your name somewhere on it so I got it.
Read it.
The author's purpose is about About fly. What?
Agar mushrooms is
It's about. Okay, that's on the author's purpose. So.
but I
No. You're just telling me details first.
what are you doing?
Miss Carter,
Mm-hmm.
can I also choose one of these two?
So you're erasing all of
No,
them?
I'm just fixing it.
Oh, two.
Yeah, you can pick one of those. What's the one about clever cats? That looks interesting. Michaela, maybe you could work with Jason now to find an article and read it with him since you're finished.
Not him. He did it on accident.
Our big and colorful Betty.
I don't know. What are you looking for?
Don't start a sentence with and, just erase it. Let's see if I'm not sure. I think about fairy tales and fairies and I think about fairy tales, comma, fairies and
Latest news?
what is this word?
No.
Tinkerbell.
Fairies. Is that supposed
Fantasy.
to be? Oh, fantasies. Okay. It's like Tinkerbell. Okay, Tinkerbell needs a capital T. Tinkerbell
Spiderwick. Harry Potter.
and Harry Potter. Okay. Now,
I'm not done yet.
what? Okay. Now, right up here, what's the name of it? Flygon mushrooms, and then draw it and color it. Okay.
Agar. I'm not done yet, but do we have to fill up all the lines?
No. No. Yes.
So what am I supposed to write?
Which one are you doing? Create a newspaper article? Okay, so what book did you choose?
I have to choose a book.
Yeah, you want to do one of the animals from one of the books we read this morning?
So it can't be like in the news, like the actual news.
It can be. You want to get a computer and look? Like there's
I looked.
there's a place called, I'm going to show
What am I
you.
supposed to write? I looked.
You guys did good job Googling. Write the title right up here at the top. What kind of mushrooms it is, and then draw your picture.
I know one thing.
There's not a place called Kids. Watch.
I'm done. That is not easy.
Have you heard of the monkey girl?
Here it is. No, I didn't. Okay, so here's some things that are happening today in the news, in the world news. Okay, you want, and then you can choose a topic. Maybe you want to do like specials for maybe you want to do science, like what's happening in science. Here's some news articles that are happening in science. Something like clever cats. You want to read about that? All right, click on it. All right, you can. Do you want them to start the writing activity? So, or later, or whatever. You want to do that later? I mean, it's up to you.
You gotta turn it around.
Okay. Are you helping him? What's he doing with the mouse?
He's trying to plug it in, but he had it backwards.
Here.
Goes in the other
We got to put it in the right hole there. There we go.
And he was trying to do it backwards.
All right. Cooper, what you writing good over here? Ooh. So you're writing it about the 3 types of purposes up there. Okay? And Michaela can show her hers. What you got, Bella?
Do a song.
How high can you drop a cat? Oh my goodness.
A weird cat. That's kind of like a weird question.
I'm done with that. That's a crazy question. I can't find the website.
But it's amazing. The answer's amazing.
So much information. Can I?
No way.
Yeah, the answer is amazing.
That is amazing. Wow.
Can I do this? Fun.
Yeah, you can pick one. You got room left on your paper? Yeah, you can write down here. Or there's more paper over there. Okay.
Everybody ready to do this?
Michaela, come here. That's what you can. That's what this is. All right, so you can use the books that are the topics, you know, like nose, like we used this morning. And what you do, it says, "I wish I had blank ears." Or coyote ears, or a so-and-so nose, or there's feet, there's teeth, there's all of them, okay? These ears, and then you tell me, these ears would be fun because why? And then these ears,
I want to do one of those. And here.
okay, this is our next activity if that's what we're doing.
Oh, I want to do hair. I want to do hair.
Okay, so let's come over here closer to Mr. Vickers, and then he. You listening?
And this is not
Look
the
at
only
me.
page. There's 18 pages.
Okay, just pick one. Pick one website. All right, so this is a writing activity. If you would like to choose which one you would like to do, you got animal ears, animal teeth, animal hair, and you're going to write about it. You're going to pick an animal that you wish that you had a body part like them. Maybe you wish that you had
hair.
zebra's fur, okay? Or
You can't do a unicorn.
exactly.
It's got to be real.
Stop. And then, Bella, you're going to say, these ears would be fun because, and you're going to write and tell me why. And then these ears would allow me to do what? And tell me why. Now, if you can't find a lot of information from our books that we have in class, you're welcome to get a Chromebook and find some more information that tells about that animal's body part. Okay?
Because it changes and it'd be
All right, so you would like hair?
Yeah, me too.
I have one for you.
I'm gonna have cat agility.
Okay, then you can draw a picture of it.
What?
Okay, Christian, which do you want to do? Teeth, ears, nose, hair? Ears.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I just read.
I'll take. Can you guys put your names on these when we get back? Wait. Which one you want? Which one would you like? Hair. Okay. All right. And Kira, teeth, feet, nose. What animal's feet do you wish you had?
Cat.
A cat's feet.
Because they have a lot of agility.
They do have a lot of agility, and you know what? That's what she wrote about a while ago.
Oh.
Okay, Alex, we got to find a better answer for you.
And it was still fine.
I'm gonna do wide bodies only come at night.
What? They don't only come at night.
It wasn't a million.
I've seen them pop.
5,000.
I've only seen one
All right, get a book, a hair book.
Oh wow.
What book do you need? You need the feet book?
Arctic fox.
Let's see, she needs the feet book. Okay. You can get a computer too, but here's this if you want to look for some feet.
Okay.
All right, Sophia, let's see.
I already looked in this book for the Arctic fox and I didn't see anything. So.
Describe and explain. All right, thank you. Can you put your name at the top?
Arctic fox hair. This hair would be fun because.
Oh, I didn't.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Is that your question, the first one right there?
Cat.
Okay. You want to get started with the writing? Okay, I have a fun little activity where you can choose one of the books and you can talk about, you can do.
Can I get one of the books?
Yes, which one do you need? Help yourself.
Is it hair?
There is hair. Let me see.
Is this good right there?
Yes.
How do you spell agility?
Okay, it's so fuzzy, and everyone loves cats.
Just write cats. Okay, now, which kind of cat? Maybe there's cat feet in here. I know there's cheetah paws.
It's saying ugly.
It's so soft, fuzzy. It would be so soft and fuzzy, and everybody loves cats.
Do you want a hair book? Do you have a hair book over there? There was a hair book, feet book.
Can I look it up on the computer?
Yes, and you can use the book too. All right. Jason, have you got it yet? What news are you going to read? You're still reading your news over here, boy.
I just finished reading the whole entire paragraph.
Okay, so what was it about? Can you write down and tell me what it was about? And scroll back up. I think, what was its purpose? What was the author's purpose?
Entertainment.
To entertain you, right? So that was actually a different standard. I didn't know you were reading that. Okay, tell me about that movie. Where's your pencil? Cooper, you got it? Yes. What is it?
I looked at panda hair and that came.
Maybe we should do panda animal hair? Because they're thinking they want your hair to look like a panda.
It would look so weird.
All right, type in animal. Okay.
Sophia, your hair should be on a giraffe. You know why? Because it's so long and giraffe next.
Christian, I want you to read yours for the camera.
How do you spell tired?
Tired? T-I-R-E-D?
Yeah.
Okay, come here. Can you read this for the camera?
Remember, then you cut it like on your short.
Can you read it for the camera for me? All right, come on. You want to practice one time first? Okay, read it through one time and then his nose.
The nose is really, really hard. The nose is weird.
Oh my goodness. Ah. And at the end, could you tell me what the author's purpose is? Or you can just tell the camera. You don't have to like write it down. But if you want to write it down so you remember, you can. All right. You ready, Christian?
Mama,
What?
can I go ahead and read my paragraph?
Can I get the computer?
Newspaper article.
Yes.
Can I go ahead
Get
and
the
read
computer.
Yes. Where would you like him to stand?
All right, whenever you're ready, buddy.
Why sharks kill people? Sharks sometimes see a person splashing in the water and try to investigate, leading to an accidental attack. Some of the larger shark species prey on seals, sea lions, and other marine mammals.
I'm currently reading What If You Had an Animal Nose? I don't know how to say his name. A sega nose is covered in snotty mucus and lined with tiny hairs. With this nose, you could filter out dirt, sand, and dust bunnies. A sega lives in dry places and travels in herds, so they kick up a lot of dust. Some live in cold places, so this nose heats up the air. This author's purpose is to explain the sega's nose. A sega is a sheep-sized antelope. A sheep-sized antelope.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Flygar mushrooms. Wait, that's the wrong part. Flygar mushrooms are big and colorful, but you should never eat one. Only an expert can tell you which ones are good and the ones that are bad. When I see a flygar mushroom, I think about fairy tales, fairies, and fantasy tales like Tinkerbell, Spiderwick, and Harry Potter.
Do you want me to start in? Yeah.